Here's the question for you. How do you get a blind person to see? Usually by boat. This is pretty dumb. Today, I'd like to share an important distinction for parents to have. It relates to worrying. Now, if you're at all a dedicated parent, then you probably feel like worrying is just the natural state of affairs. Having kids has been, in my estimation, accurately described as the feeling of your heart running around outside your body. So when there's a possibility that something might happen that could hurt your children, there's not really a way to describe how instinctual, how strong, how visceral the response is. And so are we just doomed to worry? Well, that's where the distinction comes in. And that distinction, that point of distinction, is between worry and concern. These two things, worry and concern, are so different because they come from different models of the world. Worry comes from a model of the world that is based around insecurity born of a desire to control, or a desire of control that is born of insecurity. And because the reason you worry is because you think you can't control things. And guess what? You're right. You can't control things, but that's not a satisfying answer for worry. Worry is always looking for some way to control things. Now, concern comes from a model of the world that has shades of gray. It's a model of the world in which control is impossible, but influence is always available to some extent, to some degree. And it's a much more secure, confident model of your place in the world and your capacity as a denizen of that world. So what's the difference? Action. Worry is a cognition. It's an emotion. It's purely internal. There's not so much of an external manifestation of it. And worry tends to just lead to more worry. It's a sort of positive feedback where you start to worry about something, and worrying about that thing makes you realize that there's more things you can worry about, and you end up just getting trapped in a downward spiral of worry. You can't sleep, and you actually become less effective because of worrying. Concern, on the other hand, is characterized by action. And so you might start at the same place, and you might think, there's a possibility this could happen, and this is something that I don't want to happen. And whereas worry would just continually spiral around that thought until it devolved, concern asks, how can I reduce the chances that this undesired future state will come to pass? And how can I prepare for the eventuality in which this undesired state does come to pass? And then it takes those actions. And once the actions associated or inspired by concern have been exhausted, and there's nothing else you can do, then the concern is allayed, or it is satisfied in some way, and it doesn't keep you up at night or drive you crazy. So if you do feel like you're worrying, what can you do? Take action. You can do something. That's what you can do. Something positive to address that feeling of worry. I hope that this distinction helps, because I know that worry can be a powerful force in a person's life, and I don't think that it's necessarily a force for good. Don't be worried. Be concerned. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. Put your dad jokes down in the comments, and I'll use the best ones in future videos. And remember, you're already someone's hero. Now you get to earn it. So, go be super.